see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the script till my wrist is tired. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the scripts till my wrist is tired.
Straight cuts, yeah. Precepts landing uppercut. Warriors, yeah. Can't get up these particles. Dry bones, no. I don't think they got the guts. Holy Ghost, ayy. Making demons bite the dust. Good on my loins. Ready for war, never ashamed. Saving the sheep. Heathens is mad, wanna be saved. Dropping the script. You gotta prove all that you say. Holding my pose. We never gonna be running away. I pull up in this strip, yeah. And I pull up my scripts, yeah. They come against us. Now look at them dip. Cause when the smoke clears and the battle's done, the victory goes to the Almighty One.
When you see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the scripts till my wrist is tired. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the scripts till my wrist is tired. I got a scripture, gotta pull it. Scripture's finger itching, gotta pull it. Never gotta doubt me, always ready, bruh. Line upon line, got the precepts, bruh. Boots on the ground, laced up. We come around, they duck. They ain't prepared for us. The word of God we trust. Look, I'm flipping till I got it. Yeah, like I'm acrobatic. Read, cut false prophets. Prove all things. I got a scripture, gotta tell you about. You don't know what you're talking about. Ain't full of script, but you run your mouth. You run your mouth. Don't know the Bible, but you run your mouth. Why you run your mouth? When you see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the scripts till my wrist is tired. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the scripts till my wrist is tired.
From sun up till it goes down. Battlefield, this is showdown. Witness the victory blow out. Knocking them out in the first round. I got a script, I'm at the bullet. Step into me, you gotta be foolish. Chopping your doctrines, be ruthless. On them into the fire, they fruitless. You started this mess, no you can't hide. Pull up the camera, about to go live. Show them how we do it, line up on line. Your knowledge is live from a vagabond. Yeah, still wanna battle with me? Step in the cage or step in the ring. Put in the shame, all your creed. Thinking I'm Peter precise when I swing. On your mark, get set, call it. We finished before you get started. You really a kid in the market, having no sympathy, it ain't a bargain. Another page that I'm peeling, tearing the roof off the ceiling. Armored up in ancient linens, royal like the beginning. Tonight it goes down, you get in this whipping.
When you see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the script till my wrist is tired. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Mobbing through your city, boots on the ground. When you see the problems, know it goes down. Flipping through the scripts till my wrist is tired. Don't cave, I don't back down. Standing tall, I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. They behave when I come round. All my boys be like, yeah, 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 yeah. I am back to God mode, now it's on now. No longer a slave, so now it's on now. Giving back my kingdom, now it's on now. You can see it in my eyes, it's going down. I remember everything they did in slavery. I can see it crystal clear, no longer playing me. Had me locked up in shackles, knew I wouldn't behave. They put stripes on my back, cause I knew my name. Born a God on this earth, I was made to reign. Because sin I commit, I was brought to shame. Since my king has come back, I don't feel no. Yeah. They behave when I come round. All my boys be like, yeah. You thought you had me, right? No, let's get it right. Your reign was temporary. Oh, so sad, Edomite. You thought you had me, right? Oh no, let's get it right. Raise it, bring it down. You was plotting for my crown. And you plotted. You was not chosen, you got it. You had plans just for us. Run us down in the dust. You attacked from the back. Wouldn't dare from the front. You was made for the cut. All the world made for us. We is the hill, we is so ill. Yeah, the kingdom made for us. Make to be gods, ain't no facade. We was made from the dust. To be perfect is the goal. Esau lame, he know. Took back all he stole. Now I'm free from Poe.
I don't cave, I don't back down. Standing tall, I'm like, they behave when I come round. All my boys be like,
Vex me, heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day. Vex me, heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day. Vex me, heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day. Vex me, heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day.
Man, I work so hard and I can't get a break. 9 to 5 every day and I can't not be late. This captivity is killing me, it's draining me of energy, and life is really stressing me. I'm praying, Lord, help me out. I keep laws every day, though Esau in my way. Put a smile on my face, though it's fake, it's my fate. Cause my people can't keep laws, stiff neck, heart of heart. We resist the Holy Ghost, those are prophecies was wrote. And I don't know about y'all, but man, I'm tired. And I don't know what you know, but I'm supposed to be a God. The prophecies never fail. We was bound to fall, cause we didn't keep the laws. I know that's redundant, but can we just get it right? I'm trying to live a life where I'm at home as an Israelite. No longer gotta face the east. I'm in the walls of the city of peace, where the heathens gotta work for me, where the heathens gotta bow to me. And all men in all nations gonna praise the King of Kings.
Heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day. Vex me, heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day. Vex me, heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day. Vex me, heathens, all day, tryna stress me. Working, all day. Vex me.
Heathens try me like all day, Monday through Friday. Vex me intensely, this stress be so tiring. And you knowin' how the coons be, they be talking so smoothly, with the enemy laughing. I be looking at them salty. You know about me, dog. What I be planning for all y'all. Taking names in my notebook, see my thoughts, you would get shook. Wait till we in the kingdom. Back to it, I'm in God mode. Wine pressing in my royal clothes. All the heathens bowing at my toes. Isaiah 13:14, that's what you should be worried about. Work hard, no days off, man, that's what you should be worried about. Yo, kids bashed on stones worried about. Me, I ain't got no worries. I know your end is coming. Heathens all day, tryna stress me. Working all day, vex me. Heathens all day, tryna stress me. Working all day, vex me. Heathens all day, tryna stress me. Working all day, vex me. Heathens all day, tryna stress me. Working all day, vex me.
I cannot lie that I'm vexed and my soul is about tired of captivity. How can you say that we equal? You owe us so much, you in debt to me. Pay some respect to me, think back. Remember those days you were selling me? The missiles go. Esau cannot hide from his destiny. Hated and slated every kingdom dated before you. You're blessed with the art of war warrior. Well, you know, you got a lot on your plate that you stole, boy, you gotta go. Hispanics is mi hermanos. They tryna split us though. We connected umbilical. Vengeance is of the Lord. I'm patiently waiting though. Tell them we on if they wanna bet. Israel we chosen, we got it next. It's a call working, they need a rest. Gap for the troop, yeah, they did their best. Judah a lion, but where you at? Benji been raving and ever since. I go so hard just to put on a 12. You would think 1 o'clock coming next. I wanna be in that number. Do it all just to get to the hundreds. 144, I ain't talking about dollars. Nations in servitude, I need some collars. Yeah. And they cannot stop us yet. Yeah. You know that they trying to stop us.
So let's stick together and never depart from each other. We might have some issues, we might have some problems. Instead of complaining, let's try to resolve them. You'll do fine with me. You'll do fine, just let me lead you. What's beautiful to me? When a man and wife can agree together, agree together. Let's agree together, together, let's agree together, together. See, when things get rough, don't you rush. Trust in me and take your time. We are twined, one body, one mind. As long as we agree together, agree together, agree together, agree together.
I know it was rough at first, the transition, yeah. From independent to being submissive in all things. But I see the Christ in you, I'ma obey you. I know it gets tough at times, I don't disagree. But we'll be fine, you'll see. As a weaker vessel, if you just be patient with me. A friend is good, but above all things, it's when a man and wife agree together, 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 let's agree together, together, agree together.
Let's agree together, 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 together. Let's agree together, together.
Trust in me and take your time. We entwine one body, one mind. As long as we agree together, agree together, agree together, agree together.
Israel United in Christ is not affiliated with any other Israelite group. We are a non-violent, Bible-based movement. We do not advocate or condone any acts of violence against any race, ethnicity, or gender. We advise that if anyone hears or knows of any plots to cause harm to anyone or to break the laws of the land, you must contact the proper authorities to bring awareness to any possible threat, as stated in Leviticus chapter 5, verse 1.
Brother here. Can y'all hear us now? I'm telling you, man, bro. Brother treat us like niggas out, man. That's why we got discontinued.
They keep saying no sound.
They saying no sound, officer. Hey, we got sound, y'all. Can y'all hear us? Let us know, y'all.
Okay, they can hear it now.
Okay, all praises. Okay, now we got to start over. Appreciate you, Officer AZ. All praises, y'all. All praise to the Most High. So I'm Captain Gad, and to my right,
Soldier Joshua.
All praise, and this is Daily Bread. All right, so let's read that scripture again. Go ahead.
The book of Matthew, chapter 4 and verse 4.
Come on.
But he answered and said, "It is written, man shall not live by bread alone.
Man should not live by bread alone,
but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God."
And you know what that means? That means that just like you desire to eat food, you should desire to hear this word. You should desire to study. You should desire to apply. Just like you cook up that food, and while you cooking it, you're seasoning it, smelling all good. You can't wait for it to touch your tongue. What those things on your taste buds? You just salivating. Is that a word? Salivating. Yeah. You salivating over that food that you cooking. You can't wait to taste it. God says you got to live by every word of God as well. All right. Get Romans 15:4. So for all y'all that wasn't able to hear us through the technical difficulties, we gonna briefly touch Super Bowl real quick. I got some things I want to bring. You know, on the drive up here, I was just like, man, this is amazing. This is amazing. It's slavery, and our people don't even know. Our people don't even see it. That's the Super Bowl, NFL, just sports in general, is a proof of slavery. It's a proof, and we're gonna briefly touch that. Read that.
The book of Romans, chapter 15 and verse 4.
Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
We was supposed to learn from the mistakes, from the stories, from the killings.
Right.
When the Most High put people to death, we supposed to learn from that. What our forefathers celebrated, we supposed to learn from that. What they held high in esteem, we supposed to learn from that. Read on.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope. Go to, let me see. Go to Jeremiah. Go to Jeremiah chapter 1. Verse 10.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. See, I have this day set thee over the nations.
Come on.
And over the kingdoms.
Over the nations, over the kingdoms, read.
To root out.
To do what?
To root out.
Our job is to root out. What are we rooting out? Rooting out traditions. Rooting out sin. Rooting out things that our people love to hide. I'm going to tell you something. Our people will say they love each other, but then still celebrate each other's demise. Our brother Colin Kaepernick, and we're going to touch that. We're gonna bring some out on him. I'm going to tell you, it's an organization, an animal rights organization did a commercial about Colin Kaepernick. And we're going to touch it. We're going to bring it out. that the NFL took off from the commercials during the Super Bowl. Because, you know, during the Super Bowl, they have all the best commercials to make money. It's called PETA. PETA is a animal. Hey, matter of fact, let's pull it up. Pull up the, I sent it directly to you, as an PETA. Watch this, y'all. Yeah, no, not the commercial. Pull up the PETA organization first. Watch this. And you can't tell me that we ain't slaves. We just rich slaves. Is that the there we go. Pull that blow that up, officer. Can you read that, soldier?
About PETA or PETA.
Go ahead.
Our mission statement. People for the ethical treatment of animals.
Stop. People for the ethical treatment of animals. Go ahead, watch this.
Is the largest animal rights organization.
Stop. The largest animal rights organization. Jump down to PETA focuses. Watch this, y'all.
PETA focuses its attention on the 4 areas in which the largest numbers of animals suffer the most intensely for the longest periods of time.
Go ahead.
In laboratories.
In laboratories.
In the food industry.
In the food industry.
In the clothing trade.
Watch this.
And in the entertainment industry.
Oh, now I want y'all to pay attention to the wording of the mission statement. The PETA mission statement is focusing on animals animals suffering for long periods of time in laboratories, food industry, clothing trade, and the entertainment industry. Keep going. Watch this.
We also work on a variety of other issues, including the cruel killing of rodents, birds, and other animals who are often considered pests, as well as cruelty to domesticated animals.
Go to the commercial. I want y'all to pay attention because they're going to say something without saying it. Blow it up. Play the commercial. Stop. You can't tell me this place ain't Babylon. Let's go to the scripture real quick. What they ended with, the eagle. Go to Deuteronomy 28 real quick, bro. The eagle. Y'all gotta understand, hey, Esau is the damn devil, man.
Right.
They had all the animals taking a knee. They had the wolf, the coyote. They had the piglet next to the dead mama pig. Take a knee.
And that's the part of their heart.
That's right, everything. Hey, but watch this. What they saying is Colin Kaepernick took a knee for animals. That's what they said. They said that. Go back to the definition real quick. Watch this. I'm gonna show y'all something. Watch the subliminal message in this commercial. Watch this.
Go back to the definition?
Yeah, the definition. Go back to the definition. And I want y'all, instead of animals, put Israelites. Go ahead. Put PETA focuses.
PETA focuses its attention on the 4 areas in which the largest number of Israelites suffered the most intensely for the longest periods of time.
Listen, I want y'all to pay attention. The largest number of Israelites suffer the most intensely for long periods of time. Watch this.
In laboratories.
In ghettos. In the hood.
In the food industry.
Bad health.
In the clothing trade.
Clothing.
And in the entertainment industry.
Come on now. Entertainment goes into your sports, goes into your music industry, goes into the exploitation of the black man, the black woman in the movie industry. Go back to the commercial. When I see this, I was appalled. And then they ended it with an eagle. Go back, play from the beginning. And we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28. They got the bee taking a knee. You got the bear taking a knee. The fish. Look at this. You got the snakes, the wolves, and the coyotes taking a knee. The rat and the mosquito. The dead pig. Piglet taking a knee. The bald eagle taking a knee. Now watch this. Stop. Pause it. Go back. We need to play this little right there. We're gonna pause it when you get to the quote. Pause it. Respect is the right of every living being. I want y'all to pay attention, man. Esau is the devil, man. Respect is the right of every living thing. Was Colin Kaepernick kneeling for some animals? Did he kneel for the pit bulls? Did he kneel for chicken wings? He wasn't kneeling for no animals, you dummies. He was kneeling for his people.
Right.
But what they do? They say, oh, I understand what Colin Kaepernick did, but what about the animals? telling you, they inadvertently using Colin Kaepernick's knee to push animal rights. I'm telling you, man, Esau's the devil, man. They calling black folks animals. They said Colin Kaepernick kneeled for animals. Go to Deuteronomy 28, verse 49.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 49.
Come on.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far.
From far.
From the end of the earth.
This is Moses speaking to the Israelites, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. Through the Most High speaking to Moses, Moses is speaking to the nation of Israel. Read on.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
What was that last thing that we saw? The last thing was the eagle. Right. As swift as the eagle flieth. Letting you know who they are. They let you know in their commercials. They let you know in their music. Right. They let you know all of that. Watch today's Super Bowl. I'm not telling y'all to watch it, but I'm just telling y'all, today's Super Bowl, when they do the national anthem, I guarantee you an eagle will fly by. I guarantee you. They will fly an eagle through the stadium because that's who they are. Right. And then they had the eagle doing what? Looking down at everybody else. Watching everything else. Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Watch the next part.
A nation of fierce countenance.
This nation we living in, y'all, has fierce countenance. Meaning you don't know what the hell going on. They can smile in your face and still shoot you in your head. Y'all understand that? There are doctors that still go home and kiss their children after aborting 10 black babies and have no nightmares about it. Killing our people and still going home and being happy. Living their days old and gray. Read on.
Which shall not regard the person of the old.
They not regard the old.
Nor show favor to the young.
They not showing favor to the young. This is what's going on, y'all. This is what's going on. Watch this. Go to the video. Go to the video. Is the NFL draft modern day slavery? Go to that video. Cause we gonna ask the question: is the NFL draft modern day slavery? Because maybe y'all don't know. Maybe y'all don't know. So we gonna teach y'all something today. For all you brothers and sisters that can't wait to get off of work and tune in to the Super Bowl. Play that.
So before you answer this question, listen to the entire statement. So a couple of people have said that the NFL draft is racist and it's akin to a slave auction. So they put it out that it's akin to a slave auction in that you have rich white guys who literally go down the line and bid on black guys.
Stop.
Poor black guys.
Stop. You know, when I watched this and he said that, and I was like, okay, you know, that make a lot of sense. Put us on the screen, Officer 9. One of those sisters out there lusting. So I'm like, dang, you know, that makes sense. When you watch the NFL draft, the teams, the owners not even in the room. They're in a whole nother room bidding. They have a draft board. Their first pick, second pick, third pick, they break them down by categories, strengths, and weaknesses. And what they do is when they say they bid, that's what they do. They actually bid for a collegiate athlete. That's what they actually do. That's when they say they put their ticket in. They have a certain amount of time to put their ticket in or they lose out on the bid. They're bidding. That's what they're doing. Go ahead. Play the video.
But it doesn't stop there. The lasting impact of the NFL draft is that a poor black kid sees the auction and says to himself, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get me a $10 million contract. So he spends all of his effort shirking school, shirking study, and just football. Now, the question was asked then, how many people who really dedicate themselves to football get into the NFL? And the answer was almost zero. The odds are millions to one.
And you know what? Stop. Put this back on. That's what they don't tell our people. The odds of a black, Hispanic, and Native American man making it into the NFL is 0 to 1. That means it's impossible, damn near impossible, to make it to the NFL. But they don't tell that to our people. They don't tell that. They don't tell us, young man, I know you've been training, but your chances of making it to the NFL, you got a better chance at hitting the Powerball 10 times. You understand that? And the brother gonna speak the statistics. You got a better chance at hitting the lottery in 5 states 10 times. You got a better chance at doing that than making it to the NFL. But they don't tell that to our people. What they do, they put it in our people's heads. You can do it. You can do it. Just work hard. Come on. You can do it. That's why they got something called recruitment. Right. What is that? That ain't nothing but slavery. That ain't nothing but slave owners sending out their own slave catchers to see which one will bring them the biggest profit. That's what recruitment is. They have recruiters. They go to ghettos where niggas ain't got no money. They go to where Hispanics are broke. They go to places where they know that the poverty level is high. They know that. Because what they do is the whole community will push that man to be in the NFL. Just to say, yeah, he made it. But watch this though. Go to Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 23. Watch this. Go to Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 23.
The book of Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 23.
Come on.
But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee.
That afflict thee.
Which have said to thy soul, bow down.
Bow down.
That we may go over.
We don't even understand that this nation that we call America the Great, home of the brave and the free, they have said to our souls, Negro, bow down. And we don't even know it. Watch this. We brought this out on FCN last week. We are training our children to become rich slaves. We are actually doing the bidding of the oppressor. How do we know? Daddy or uncle, when I was 2, 3 years old, 4 years old, we started training. Think about it. Think about this. A lot of brothers out there, even with basketball, football, baseball, they started when they was 2, 3, 4 years old. Little league tackle, little league basketball. And guess who's there pushing them? Either the mother or the father. Right. Starting them off early, doing drills with them, taking them to the mountain, taking them up to the hills to run the hills, run the mountains. Got to get faster, son. You got to be able to catch good. You got to be able to run fast. You got to be able to be an all-around athlete. You got to be able to do whatever it is for you to make it. So what we do, we train our children up very young to be rich slaves. Read that again, though. Watch this.
But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down.
Bow down. You know how? It said to our soul, bow down, because our mouth, we don't think we are slaves. Our mouth will say, we ain't no slaves. He rich. He a $10 million athlete. But the white man, the so-called white man, is looking at our soul and saying, bow down, because we are actually slaves. That's why all the owners are white. That's why damn near all of the GMs, there's only 2 black GMs in the NFL. The rest of them are white. Think about that. Think about that. And what they call them, owners. You are owned. Your contract has insensitive that if you don't do this, you will not get your money.
My signature on it.
Right, and that's my signature. I own you. You are not property of the team. That's why you can't say what you want. You can't do what you want. Hell, let your wife be out of order. Let you discipline your kids. What was that brother that disciplined his kids? Adrian Peterson. That brother disciplined his son like a man was supposed to do. And what they did, they tried to kick him out of the NFL. I'm telling you, the NFL is nothing but a big slave plantation. They just make more money so they can give more money. Go back to the video. Because we're still on that. The nations tell our soul to bow down, that we may go over you. Keep playing. Watch this.
Win the lottery in 5 different states 10 times before you would get into the NFL. If you did a comparative analysis of the chances of getting into the NFL draft versus winning the lottery in 5 different states 10 different times each state. So then it said it destroys the black community.
Listen up, y'all. Stop.
All that energy.
Put it back on the screen. The study is that sports destroys the black family. The NFL, the NBA, what else we have? Baseball, all of that. It destroys the black, Hispanic, and Native American community. It destroys the family. And the brother going to explain it. I'm telling you, this is heavy. This is heavy. Play on.
All of that effort was put into football instead of pumping out engineers, mathematicians, computer scientists, computer programmers, doctors, lawyers, entrepreneurs, businessmen. And it's so bad that you have entire groups of black boys so dedicated to sports in general that they then, thinking that this is the best option for everybody, then goes and picks on the little black boys who are dedicating themselves to being an engineer, a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, mathematician, so that the racism completely takes care of itself. Do you agree?
Stop. I want you to understand what the
NFL draft.
Understand what the brother is saying. He's saying that the sports world has destroyed our community because we are so focused on building our kids up to become athletes that they don't never become nothing else if they don't make it. Hell, even if they do make it, they may last 4 years, they may last 5 years, but after that, what do they have to show for? What do they have? They have nothing. That's why a lot of collegiate athletes, a lot of them these days, what they're doing is they're staying in college for 4 years. They're getting their degree before they go to the NFL. And even with that, they're shunned. When college athletes, when they stay, because, after 3 years, you can leave and go to the NFL. But it takes 4 years to get a degree. So a lot of NFL players do not have a 4-year degree. Meaning they don't have a bachelor's. They have a 3-year term. They have their associates and maybe some other studies, but they don't have a 4-year degree. So that means when they leave the NFL, they get hurt or they blow their money, they have nothing to fall back on. That's why it destroys our community. It destroys our community because instead of becoming a doctor, instead of becoming a lawyer, instead of becoming a defense attorney, instead of becoming a entrepreneur, instead of owning a business, we are too busy focusing on becoming a athlete, becoming a rich slave. Go to Deuteronomy 28 and verse 16. Go to Deuteronomy 28 verse 16. I really didn't want to touch on this today, because I know it's been touched on a lot, but hell, we gonna bring it out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16.
Come on.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Cursed shall it be in the city.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
And we might say, well, that's talking about the cotton fields. Yeah, you're right, but it's also talking about the football field. They took you behind off the cotton field and put you on a football field. Right, if you make it. Hey, man, think about it. You making millions of dollars, but you still in a field. You still in the same field that your forefathers picked cotton in, a field. Pick sugarcane in, a field. You still there. You still a slave, bruh. Go to the next video. Go to the next video. Wait a minute, we're gonna prove that we still slaves, even in the millionaire world. Go to nope, not that one. Not yet. We're gonna go to slave auctions. Because I want y'all to understand what we just went over. We brought out the NFL draft, how they examine. And you know what's crazy? They show you that what are the main components, the factors of a person making a, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. What are the factors of a collegiate athlete in order to show that they have the ability to play in the NFL? Thank you. What are the qualifications? Thank you. You got the 40-yard dash. You got the bench press. You got the vertical. You got the broad jump. You got the three-cone drill. Those drills determine just how fast you are. What's your agility like? What's your overall strength? What's your lower body strength? What's your upper body strength? How fast are you? How loose are your hamstrings? How high can you jump? Can you catch? Can you flip your hips in enough time to react on the ball? How explosive are you? Can you take orders? Can you follow directions? I'll tell you, all of this goes into slavery, man. They want to know how fast you are. Can you run a ball? Can you run 60 yards without slowing down? Can you jump up to the highest point and catch the ball above everybody else? Oh, you can? All right, he's a first round grade. His grade is first round. Oh, how much do you weigh? I'm 240. How tall are you? 5'6". His body weight and his height is not proportion enough for me to pay him like a first rounder. Think about that. Receivers. A receiver is typically 6'2", 6'1". If you are 5'8", 5'9", he's short. He's on the shorter end of the spectrum. He'll be a second round. He's a beast, but because he's short, we don't think that he will excel. We don't think that he'll be a number one athlete in the NFL. We gonna play that too. But these are all, I'm telling you, these are signs, man. This the same damn auction. Go to the video. Hold that. Don't play. I'm sorry. Don't play this one. Play the next one. Play the 12 years a slave one. Play the 12 years a slave. That's why we shouldn't support it, man. And tomorrow when I go to work, they're gonna ask me, "Did you watch Super Bowl?" No. Right. Did you watch the Super Bowl? No. Who you going for? Jesus.
That's right.
Hey, you know what I'm gonna say? Who you going for? Colin Kaepernick. They ain't gonna like me, boy. Ooh, tomorrow make a lot of people mad tomorrow. Who'd you go for, man? Who you gonna win it? Colin Kaepernick. Colin Kaepernick, didn't he? I think he got the MVP, didn't he? Play the video, bro. Go ahead.
Mr. Ford.
Watch this, y'all.
Splendid seeing you, sir. What captures your fancy? This lad is very brawny, yeah?
How much are the ones Platt and Eliza?
Yes. 1,000 for Platt. This is a nigger of considerable talent, I assure you. 700 for Eliza? My fairest price?
You will accept a note?
Please,
of course, from you, Mr.
do not
Ford.
divide my family. Do not take me unless you take my children.
Eliza, quiet!
You will have the most faithful slave of me, the most
Liza.
faithful slave that's ever lived, but I beg that you do not separate us.
Watch this, y'all.
I will give you something to cry about. Randall, come forward.
Watch this.
Come. Now, you see how fit this boy is.
See how fit this boy is.
Fruit. May I take your stick a moment? Observe this, Randall. Jump, run. Very good. Higher. You see this? Very likely. He will grow.
Stop!
Fine.
You can't tell me that they don't do that in the NFL draft. How high can he get his knees up? How athletic is he? How in shape is he? They did the same thing to our brothers and sisters in the auction blocks. But let's see. Maybe you do not understand. Give me that in Joel chapter 3.
The book of Joel, chapter 3 and verse 6.
No, read verse 3.
Verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
They have cast lots for God's people. They still casting lots. What's the lots? The auction blocks, the NFL draft, the NBA draft. They still doing it. Read on.
And have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine?
Jump to verse 6.
Verse 6. The children also of Judah.
The children of Judah.
And the children of Jerusalem.
And the children of Jerusalem.
Have ye sold unto the Grecians.
And that's what's still going on today. It's still going on today. How can you put a price on a man's head? Think about that. Think about that. How can you put a price on a man's head? You are worth $10 million. You are worth $30 million. You are worth $200,000. How in the hell is that not slavery? How? How is that not slavery? You putting money on people's head. You put money on people's worth based off of their talent.
That's trafficking.
That's human trafficking, right? And that's heavy. Sell the mic.
That's trafficking. That's what they're doing to our sisters right now.
Yep, that's what they do. They put money on a specific color, a specific build, a specific nationality of women. That's human trafficking. They're doing the same thing in the NFL. And guess what? If they don't want you, know what they do? They trade your behind. Think about that. They exchange slaves. Hey, I will give you this running back. Give me your quarterback. I will give you this running back, but see, he's worth a lot. So I need your receiver, your tight end, and a draft pick for this one. Here, there you go. Let's trade. Let's exchange slaves. Give me that. What's that in Revelation? What says they sent gifts? Let me see. Yep, read that. Revelation 11 to 10. They did the same thing to us in the time of slavery, and they doing it today in 2020. Go ahead.
The book of Revelation, chapter 11 and verse 10.
Come on.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry.
Make merry.
And shall send gifts one to another.
You know who those gifts were? We were those gifts.
Right.
We were those commodity that was sending from one slave owner to the other. We were the gifts. And we still those gifts today. We still those gifts today. That's why you can trade picks. You can cut whoever the hell you want to cut. Think about it. Think about it. This man has a wife. He has a family. He gets settled in, buys a house. And a year later, you trade him to a team across the nation. Now, guess what you got to do? He got to get the hell up, pack his stuff, and go. Can't say nothing about it. Think about that. The life of an athlete, it ain't bits and grammar, if that's the term. It's not what you think it is. You don't like to be controlled, you cannot make it as an athlete. You cannot make it as an NFL, NBA athlete. If you don't like to be told what to do, you make it $8 million. You're making millions of dollars a year, but then you being directed on how to spend those $1 million a year. Guess what? The owner's white, the GM's white, the executive's white. Your own, what they call them? Agent is a white man. And then they push white women on you. Guess what all your money going back to? The white man. All of your money going right back to the same person that killed your people. Go to the next video. Go to the South Park, then we're going to move on. Because I got something else I want to touch. Hey, and this South Park thing is heavy, man. This thing is heavy. This is how Esau talk. Esau do, what they call it, hip talk. Behind the scenes revealments. They do that because they know Jake don't really listen with spiritual ears or watch with spiritual eyes. That's why they do that. But they themselves, they know exactly what this South Park episode talking about. Go ahead, play it.
Dean Howland, a representative from another prestigious institution, is here to see you.
Damn, that wasn't it. A what? Send him in.
Hello there. The name is Eric P. Cartman. I'm a well-respected owner in the slave trade.
In the what?
My peaches, what a wonderful office you got yourself, y'all. Certainly got yourself a lucrative business, don't you? Well, let me get right down to it then. Like yourself, I'm also in the slave trade. But at the moment, I find myself in a little quandary with legal issues. Was wondering if you could share some secrets.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You have some mighty strong-looking workers here, sir. I'd be willing to offer you $40 for 2 of the white ones and $50 for the blacks.
Are you referring to our student athletes?
Student athletes? Oh, that is brilliant, sir. Now, when we sell their likeness for video games, how do we get around paying for our slaves, student athletes then?
Look, there are good reasons why our student athletes cannot be paid, young man.
I ain't arguing. If they got paid, then how'd we make all our money, right?
We do not own slaves, and we have no desire to own slaves.
But of course you own slaves because... Right. Of course you don't have desire to own slaves, son. Neither do I. And if there was any government agency listening in on this here conversation, they should know that we're not talking about slave ownership at all. All right, so now how do you get around not paying your slaves?
Get out. This is a prestigious university, and I am not saying one more word to you.
You think you can do whatever you want just because your corporation is a university? This country was founded on the ideals that one corporation couldn't hog all the slaves while the rest of us wallow in poverty. Screw you, sir. I'm going home.
Hey, that's a heavy clip, man. He said this country was founded on the fact that one corporation could not hog all the slaves, while the rest, what did it say? The rest wallow in poverty. He's telling you that these corporations got rich from slavery. That's what he said. That's what he's subliminally saying. This country was built on the fact that one corporation cannot hog on the slaves while the rest wallow in poverty. Old money. Let you know that all these corporations, they got rich from slavery. The NFL was not the NFL until they instituted slavery. The NBA.
They seem like they got a pact.
Yeah.
Pact together. They like, okay, nobody out.
Right. The NBA wasn't the NBA until they instituted slavery. That's why don't nobody remember those old white dudes from the back in the day. that had the high pants on, who they would let the Globetrotters come in and play them. The Globetrotters would have to be jesters. They had to make fun and joke. Right, but they were damn better. Then it's, oh man, we got some here. Let's just add slavery into the NBA. Let's do that. That's why all these NFL sports, what they call them, sports teams and all that, it's all slavery, man. Even with baseball. Think about it. Even with baseball, once they allowed Jake to play baseball, what happened to baseball? Football. Once they allowed Jake to play football, what happened? It blew up more money. Slavery brings more money. So for all you brothers and sisters out there that you got your hot dogs ready, you got your hamburgers, you got your grill warming up, you got your beer, you done went and bought a pack of beer, you got your brisket on the smoker. You got your ribs. You got your ribs soaking. Shame on you! Watch this. Go to Daniel chapter 1. Now we're going to get into the class. We only got 30. Hey, bro. Hey, when I was driving up here, man, I was like, man, this is it. When I seen that banner commercial, go back to the commercial. When I seen this commercial, this infuriated me, man. I said, I'm about to blast these people. Go back to the PETA commercial. I said beta. Go back to the PETA commercial. How they mocked Colin Kaepernick, man. Oh, and by the way, this is supposed to be shown on the NFL Super Bowl commercial. The NFL banned it. Think about that. The NFL banned this commercial from being played on the Super Bowl. Think about it. I want you to understand that. If this commercial was truly just about animals, why would they ban it? Think about it. If this commercial was truly about just solely on animal activists, why would they ban it, saying that it has connections to Colin Kaepernick? Right. I want y'all to think about that. Play the commercial, bro. Respect is the right of every living being. Now, I want you to understand this. Go back to the definition again, please, to the PETA definition, because a lot of people don't know what PETA is. We're just going to refresh that real quick, and then we're going to move on. Officer Zanaki, can you help him? Okay, there we go. Now, again, we're going to read PETA focuses, and we're going to institute animals for Israelites. Watch this. Just watch how much sense it makes. Watch this. Matter of fact, we're going to do this. When you read animals, say white people. Let's see if it makes sense. Go ahead.
PETA focuses its attention on the 4 areas in which the largest numbers of white people suffer the most intensely for the longest periods of time.
That don't even sound right! Now say black people. Say Israelites. Go ahead, read it again.
PETA focuses its attention on the 4 areas in which the largest numbers of black people suffers the most intensely for the longest periods of time.
Oh, damn, that's an article. Hey, whoever that article must did some exclusive research. Keep going.
In laboratory. In the food industry.
In the food industry.
In the clothing trade.
In the clothing trade.
And in the entertainment industry.
I'm going to tell you something. What they saying is that Colin Kaepernick kneeled for animals. That's what they said. They're calling his people animals. Because guess what? If this commercial was genuinely about animal activists, the NFL would not have took it off the playlist for the commercials tonight.
Right.
They took it off. Why would they take it off? Because they know it will point right back to Colin Kaepernick kneeling for his people. So you can't even you can't even fix it. Animals don't kneel. What you mad for? Pigs don't kneel. You can't even make a fictional thing about kneeling for something. Because now they're going to institute kneeling with Colin Kaepernick rising up for his people. All right, let's move on. Woo, go to Daniel chapter 1. All right, y'all, now we're going to get into our class. We're about 30 minutes, so we going to be all right. Go to Daniel chapter 1. This is the faith of deliverance. The faith of deliverance, all right? Daniel chapter 1, read verse 1.
The book of Daniel, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Come on.
In the 3rd year of the reign of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, came Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, unto Jerusalem.
If I don't know this history, you can read in the book of 2 Kings, chapter 24. All right? You can read this history. Read on.
And besieged it. And the Lord gave Jehoiakim, king of Judah, into his hand, with part of the vessels of the house of God, which he carried into the land of Shinar to the house of his God.
Jump down to verse 4.
Verse 4. Children in whom was no blemish.
Talk about the eunuchs. Come on.
But well favored and skillful in all wisdom.
So these are the children of Israel. What does it say? And they should bring certain of the children of Israel of the king's seed and of the princes, children in whom was no blemish. I mean, there was nothing wrong with them, but well favored and skillful in all wisdom. Read on.
And cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and such as had ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. And the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat, and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king.
So these wise children and men of Israel that were chosen to be eunuchs, it says the king appointed them food to build them up. Read on. And we got a black screen. Read on.
Now among these were of the children of Judah.
The children of Judah.
Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
Come on.
Unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names. For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego.
Read on.
But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's meat.
Y'all gotta understand, our forefathers, they stood up for something. They stood boldly for God's laws. Daniel said, you know what? I'm not for to defile myself with the king's meat. Think about it. The king said, I'm gonna give y'all this particular meat, this food for 3 years to build y'all up to be able to stand in my court. Daniel said, I'm not eating that. I'm not standing up for what you want me to stand up for. I'm standing up for God. Because you know what we do? We know the NFL is of the devil. We know Christmas of the devil. Everybody know this, but don't nobody want to stand up. Don't nobody want to choose God's ways and leave off the traditions of man. Watch this. We're going to see what happens when you leave off the traditions of man and choose God's ways. Read on.
Nor with the wine which he drank. Therefore he requested of the prince of the eunuchs that he might not defile himself. Now God had brought Daniel into favor and tender love with the prince of the eunuchs. And the prince of the eunuchs said unto Daniel, I fear my lord the king, who hath appointed your meat and your drink. For why should he see your faces worse liking than the children which are of your sort? Then shall ye make me endanger my head to the king.
Come on.
Then said Daniel to Melzar, whom the prince of the eunuchs had set over Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah, prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat and water to drink. Then let our countenances be looked upon before thee, and the countenance of the children that eat of the portion of the king's meat.
So basically they said, we're going to eat this, and the rest of y'all eat what the king tell y'all to eat. Watch what happens. Let's see who looks better at the end of the days. Read on.
And as thou seest, deal with thy servants. So he consented to them in this matter and proved them 10 days.
10 days.
And at the end of 10 days, their countenances appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children.
So what it said, they looked healthier. They looked better. They looked more nourished.
Right.
Read on.
Then all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat.
Now watch this. Now that was a little insight on Daniel. Go to Daniel 3:1. Go to Daniel 3:1.
Daniel chapter 3 and verse 1.
Come on.
Nebuchadnezzar the king made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent to gather together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image.
So Nebuchadnezzar called for all the what's the word I'm looking for? The esteemed people of his kingdom, the elite, to come and worship the image that he just set up. Read on.
Which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then the princes, the governors, the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. And they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Then an herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages.
To you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages. Read on.
That at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
Do you understand that? You can be doing whatever. When you hear that sound, Nebuchadnezzar commanded everyone to bow down and worship the image. Y'all see, that's a whole nother level of idolatry. That's another level. But guess what? Even in America, we do the same thing.
Right.
When you hear those Christmas bells, when you hear those Christmas jingles, Christmas bell, jingle, that's why they put the music in all the stores.
Everywhere.
Because that music makes you do what? Go right to that Christmas tree and buy it. Bow down to it. I'm telling you, man, it's right here in America too. When you hear that NFL tone, I don't know. I forget it. You know, I forget it. I forget how it went. ESPN. I forgot how it go. But all the music triggers idolatry, man. All of it has a sound behind it. Esau know that. Because this place is Mystery Babylon. This place is the daughter of Babylon.
Right.
The same as that thing Nebuchadnezzar did, America's doing it today.
Damn.
But they're doing it in a, what is it, a covert or invert? Which one is that?
Covert.
The covert. They're very covert with it. Right, mystery. They're not coming out and saying, all of you Americans, when you hear this sound, bow down to the tree. When you hear this sound, bow down. They're not doing that. They put it in all the stores. They put the imagery in all the stores. That's why already in December 28th, they have Valentine's Day stuff out.
Right.
They doing the same thing. The same exact thing. Read on.
Ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
That's why even with Christian music.
Right.
Jesus loves me, this I know. For the it's all points back to the white man. They do the same thing. When you hear this music, the first thing that pop up in your head is a white Jesus. That's the first thing. Read on.
And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Nebuchadnezzar said, whoever don't fall down and worship this golden image that I set up, you're going to be thrown into the furnace. Read on.
Therefore, at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Wherefore, at that time, certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. They spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. And whoso falleth not down and worshipeth, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Watch this.
There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon.
There are certain blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that ain't doing what America telling them to do. It's the same thing. We are those prophets back again on the earth. Read on.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up.
Y'all see that? Y'all see what they brought to King Nebuchadnezzar about the Jews? They said, King, they don't worship the image. They don't worship the golden image. They don't serve your God, which you set up, king. They don't do it. You know, that's called rebellion. They are rebellion against you, king. Read on.
Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded
watch this,
to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
Come on.
Now, if ye be ready at at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I made.
Come on.
Well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
Hold that. Go to Sirach 4:28. It says, if you don't do it, I'm going to kill y'all. I'm going to throw you in a furnace. If you don't bow down and worship my image, worship my tradition that I set up, I'm going to kill you. And a lot of times, that's what we fear today. As a people, we know what the oppressor is doing to us is wrong, but we still to this day fear rejection of them. That's why we still keep their traditions. That's why at work, when I talk to you, you know that Christmas is pagan. Right. You know that Thanksgiving is wrong. But when the white man talk to you, it's, yeah, boss, yeah, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And I'm looking like, wait a minute. We just had a conversation that you know that Thanksgiving is wrong. You know what it is. Our people are fear to be, ostracized. They fear that rejection from the white man. That's what I'm telling you. Tomorrow when I go to work and they ask me, did you look at the Super Bowl? I'm going to say, yeah, Colin Kaepernick won the MVP, right? Go ahead.
Last week, I was at work, me and another soldier Philip, we was at work. They said, let's wish the manager happy birthday. Oh. So we kind of, slowly got off to the side. He left the room. The manager came to us the next hour. Hey, do you guys not celebrate birthdays?
Ooh, you see they watching.
Nah, we don't. I knew something was wrong.
Wow. He said, I knew something was wrong. I'm telling you, man, they don't care, man. They don't give a doggone. They don't care, man. Read that. Sirach 4:28.
The book of Ecclesiasticus in the Apocrypha, chapter 4 and verse 28.
Come on.
Strive for the truth.
Strive for the truth.
Unto death.
Unto what?
Unto death.
God says, strive for the truth unto death. When you give your life for this battle, for this fight, watch what God does for you. Read on.
And the Lord
and God
shall fight for thee.
The Lord said he'll fight for you if you strive to death. That's why a lot of our people, I'm telling you, we are the most, I can't take nobody serious, man. I can't take you serious. If you ain't, you talking big, but you ain't got no actions. Your actions is small, but your talk is huge. I can't take you serious, man. I can't take you serious. You know that we being oppressed, but then when I tell you, you say, oh, I gotta live. I had a sister tell me at work, she said her sister is a part of the Black Hebrew Israelite movement in Atlanta. And I didn't even know this. And you know what's crazy? She never told me, but she always talked to me about it. But she never told me that her sister's actually a part of it. So she said, you know, her sister's coming down for the Hebrew Summit. They having a Black Hebrew Summit coming up in about a few weeks. And she asked me, was I going? I said, no. Hell no. You won't see me or my family at no damn Hebrew Summit. But she was like, well, you know, she coming down. I don't want her coming to my house. I'm like, what you mean? What's going on? She gonna judge my life? I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What you mean judge your life? I said, you either living wrong or you living right. She said, I don't even care. I just want to live. Just let me live. Rebelliousness is hell, man. Our people rebellious. Even a lot of people in the truth, what they say, just let me live my life. Let me live. Leave me alone. Don't judge me. Don't tell me what to do. Just let me live. You're not living. You are actually being programmed. You are actually being controlled. Every person's life is controlled by something. You think you in control of your own life, your own actions? Wrong. If you ain't allowing God to control your life, if you ain't basing your morals, basing your ideologies off of the Bible, then that means you're basing them off of Satan. Somebody controlling you. Read that part again.
Strive for the truth unto death.
Strive for the truth unto death.
And the Lord shall fight for thee.
That's why we don't fear rejection. I'm gonna tell you. What is it? What is it called when you promote? I promote rejection. I promote rejection. Please reject me so I can know I'm in the truth. Please. Please feel uncomfortable so I can know I'm in the truth. Please confirm it. That's what I be thinking in my head, man. When people, when I first started working, I didn't wear my fringes outwardly. I would tuck them in. You know, I tuck my shirt in, I put my collar shirt on, tuck my fringes in my shirt, have my work clothes. Then, I'm going to tell you, this I know, this is of God. Then my work sent the mass email out. You know when that thing happened with the little Jewish people getting killed or whatever? They sent the mass email out saying that it is a crime and punishable by termination or even legal issues for anybody to be ostracized for their religion, even their religious attire. To say, if you wear something that represents your religion, nobody can say nothing to you. When I read that, I said, Jesus. Hell, Jesus. I took my printers out. Yes, please say something. I was so happy that day, man. And I'm gonna tell you, the first thing somebody said to me was this, and I could have reported it, but I said, you know what? I'm not gonna report it, but I'm just gonna explain to them. The first person that said something was a Jewish white woman, ugly, despicable Jewish doctor, white woman. She said, "Hey, Gad." She looked at me. She said, "You gonna give us a twirl?" That's what she did, bro. Yes, that's what she did. She said, "You gonna give us a twirl?" And she did like this. I said, "Oh, this demon." That's how I know immediately, man. When they saw that, immediately everybody that saw me said something about it. Everybody. So I ignored her. I looked at her, I said, whatever. I ignored her, walked off. So then she came back. She said, hey, what's those on your shirt? I said, it's religious. I don't really want to talk about it. Okay, well, what religion is it? I said, doctor, I don't really want to talk about that word. Well, I'm just asking because in my religion, what she said, in my religion, we wear what is it called? The shawls. Is that how you say it? The prayer shawls with the tassels on it. And it just looked similar. I said, Doc, I really don't want to talk about it. And I smiled at her. I don't want to talk about it. It's religious. And she walked off. And then the same day, nurses coming to me. Hey, what's that on your shirt? What is this? What is this? I'm telling you, man. I love rejection. I love it. That lets me know I'm in the truth. Right. When I see other people, hey, at one point at my job, I was the only worker that stayed and worked. When technically it's supposed to be 3 of us at all times. It was just me dealing with 50 patients because everybody else went to a damn potluck. The nurses, the doctors, the patients, the veterans, like, where the hell everybody at? We've been waiting in the waiting room for 40 minutes. I said, hey, sir, everyone's at a potluck. I said, they're right there. If you want to report them, there's the door. Everyone's in there right now getting it in. Everybody walking by, hey, God, are you coming to the potluck? No. I have my water and my cashews. Read that again, bro. Read it again.
Strive for the truth unto death.
Strive for the truth unto death. Read.
And the Lord shall fight for thee.
That's why I ain't worried about nothing, man. I promote rejection. I promote it, man. Now, I'm not, stupid. I use wisdom with dealing with them. But if you want to ostracize me, you want to talk about me, that's all praises to that. Just how somehow the word got around that I don't celebrate Christmas. People come and telling me that I have never told before. Hey, man, like my supervisor come up to me. He say, hey, man, so you don't celebrate Christmas, so what holidays do you celebrate? So I told him, I said, I celebrate Passover, feast dedication. And then he walked off, and I looked, and I said, I never told him I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm like, damn, how he found that out? That means the people talking. Mm-hmm. They talking. And I say all praises to that. I say all praises. Go back to Daniel real quick. We almost done. Go back to Daniel real quick. And read verse, where we at?
We at 16.
Read verse 21.
Verse 21, Daniel chapter 3 and verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments, and were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
So the 3 holy children, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, right?
Right, yeah.
They were cast into the furnace for not worshiping the image or not doing the tradition of the king. The king set up a tradition for the people. We chose not to do it. And what happened? We was put in the furnace. Our forefathers were thrown in the furnace. Keep reading though. Watch this.
Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent and the furnace exceeding hot.
Exceeding hot. Watch this.
The flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Y'all see how big of a furnace that was? Well, the people that threw them in there were burnt to crisp. Read on. So you know what I think about that? The people that's trying to what's what I'm looking for? The people that come against you don't even understand that they are setting up their own demise. They bound them up, threw them in there just to be consumed by the fire that they wanted the Israelites to be consumed by. Read on.
And these 3 men, verse 23.
Come on.
Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego fell down bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Breathe.
Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished and rose up in haste and spake and said unto his counselors, Did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst?
Did not we cast 3 men? Go ahead, watch this.
Bound into the midst of the fire?
Come on.
They answered and said unto the king, True, O king.
He said, yeah, true. It's only 3 of them, king. It was 3. I saw it. Read on.
He answered and said, Lo, I see 4 men loose.
I see who?
4 men loose.
I see who?
4 men loose.
Nebuchadnezzar said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I told y'all to do 3 men. How come I see 4 men what?
Loose.
4 men loose. Remember, they were bound.
Right.
They threw them and they were bound. He said, I see 4 men that are loosed. Read on. Watch this.
Walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God.
It's like who?
The Son of God.
Ooh, wait a minute. So, hey, Nebuchadnezzar saw who in the furnace? Christ.
Right.
He saw the Son of God delivering our forefathers out of the furnace because of their dedication to Him.
He knew what it looked like.
Absolutely. Hey, watch this. Watch this. Go to. Where's it at? Go to. Let me see. It might be. Hold on. Let me see. It might be Thessalonians. Nope. Go to the Three Holy Children real quick. I've been reading through on the children. I'll tell you, that book is amazing, bro. That book is amazing. Go to the Three Holy Children. Chilling. Go to the Three Holy Children. Read verse 26.
Three holy children, verse 26.
Come on.
But the angel of the Lord came down into the oven together with Azarias and his fellows, and smote the flame of the fire.
It says the angel of the Lord came down into the oven together with Azarias and his fellows, and smoked the flame of the fire out of the oven. I mean, he couldn't even touch them, couldn't harm them. Read on.
And made the midst of the furnace as it had been a moist, whistling wind, so that the fire touched them not at all.
The fire did not touch them. Read on.
Neither hurt nor troubled them.
Neither hurt nor troubled them. Come on.
Then the three, as out of one mouth, praised, glorified, and blessed God in the furnace.
Y'all hear that? In the midst of adversity, what was our forefathers doing? Praising God. Watch this. Hold that. Go to Wisdom of Solomon. Watch this. Go to Wisdom of Solomon. Where we at? Chapter 3 and verse 5.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon in the Apocrypha, chapter 3 and verse 5. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
Greatly rewarded.
For God proved them. And found them worthy from himself. As gold in the furnace.
In the what?
In the furnace hath he tried them, and received them as a burnt offering.
Go to Sirach 2 and 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 1.
Watch this.
My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation.
Come on.
Set thy heart aright and constantly endure.
Constantly endure.
And make not haste in time of trouble.
Come on.
Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayst be increased at thy last end.
That's what the three holy children did. When you read Daniel, he did the same thing. You're supposed to cleave unto the Lord during your adversity, during your trouble. You're supposed to have faith of deliverance. You have faith of deliverance, the Lord said he will fight for you. He will fight for you. That is a promise. Get Isaiah chapter 45, I think it is. Verse 17. We almost done. You know what's crazy, man? I be thinking about this, man. You know, we got the saying, getting it in while the world is in sin. I be thinking about that, bro. We see destruction coming, and nobody else sees it. That's amazing to me. That's amazing. It's mind-boggling to understand that we see destruction coming. It's like we know exactly when it's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. We know, okay, the bank gonna be robbed on January 1st, 2021 at such and such block on such and such day, and 2,000 people gonna get murdered that day. And you go tell the police, and they don't do nothing about it. You go tell them, hey, I got some scoop. I got scoop on a hit. All right, this was gonna happen. 2,000 people gonna get murdered. And they tell you, man, you crazy, man. Go sit your behind down. You crazy. That ain't gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. That's what's going on. It's just mind-boggling to me. Read that. What I say? Isaiah 40.
Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17.
What the hell you just said?
Isaiah, the book of Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 17.
Read that.
But Israel shall be saved in the Lord.
Israel gonna be saved in the Lord, y'all. Read on.
With an everlasting salvation.
With an everlasting salvation. Come on.
Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded.
You should not be ashamed nor confounded.
World without end.
World without end. Do y'all know that says Israel will never end? You understand that? God says we are a world without end. That means we are everlasting. We will never end. The righteous will never end. You wicked people, y'all gonna be put to death. It is what it is. I pray y'all repent, but unfortunately, some of y'all that's listening to this class gonna watch Super Bowl tonight. Some of y'all that's listening to the class right now, go watch Super Bowl when you get home tonight.
Right.
You're gonna watch some highlights. You're gonna go to Walmart and get your ketchup and mustard for your hot dogs. Brother ate hot dogs in a year.
The Post report.
Right. Just for the highlights in the morning. You ain't slick, man. You not slick. All right, all praises, man. We done. All praise to the Most High. All right, brothers and sisters. So all praise to the Most High. Pray y'all, gleaned a little something from this morning's class, daily bread. So y'all can start y'all day off right. We about to go down to Miami and get it in. Right. We going to the Super Bowl. We gonna be there.
That's right.
But we gonna bring the word of God. Because after the Super Bowl, guess what's gonna happen? We still got issues we gotta deal with. After tonight, we still gonna have people murdering each other. We still gonna have people selling dope. We still gonna have people making babies. Tomorrow, watch how many red, morning after pills are taken tomorrow.
Damn.
Hey, and I was thinking about this. The condom industry is a $1 billion industry. The condom industry, and I ain't talking about married, I'm talking about those that use it in sin. The condom industry is a huge industry based off of the fornication and lust off of the Israelites. That's what it's for. Based off of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the condom industry is making billions and billions of dollars. And guess what? Their biggest nights of consumption, of buying, are America's traditions. Valentine's Day, 4th of July, New Year's, Christmas, the Super Bowl, the NBA championship, birthdays, all of that, anniversaries.
Hey, Cap, but you got some churches handing out condoms.
Oh! Jesus. You got churches handing out condoms. Hey, my coworker told me that she handed out condoms to her son. And she said, it's better that at least I know what he doing. Okay. Hey, it's better that you better not let me find out what you doing. All right, all praises, y'all, to the Most High. All right, on Daily Bread, I'm Captain Gad. To my right,
Soldier Joshua.
And with that, we say shalom.